So Manchester United's next pre-season game is right around the corner in Edinburgh against Lyon before the US tour actually begins. Now, I think this game is going to be much like the Leeds United game we had last week, where we don't know what the team is really going to be like, so I'm just going to give it my best guess on how I think United are going to set up and how I think Lyon are going to set up for it, etc. So, I don't think a player like Onana is going to sign, and yes, I've not made a video on it yet about Onana, but Onana has officially signed for Manchester United, so I can't wait to see him. He'll definitely be ready for the pre-season tour in America. I don't think he'll be ready for the Edinburgh one, though. And anyway, so I think Tom Heaton's going to be in net for us. And I do think that now we've seen many players back in training, obviously I think that United are going to go a bit stronger than what we did against the first half against Leeds. But I would not be surprised if Ten Hag also does go for certain players as well that we're not expecting him to choose. But for me, if I was choosing the team, it'll no doubt be Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Martinez, and I'm going to go for Luke Shaw. The midfield will also consist of Casemiro, Mason Mount, who I do think is going to be a key player for us in this game, Bruno Fernandes as the sitting 10, and then Amad Diallo and Garnacho as the wide players, and then obviously Marcus Rashford through the middle. Now, what's going to be difficult about breaking down Lyon's team and their tactics is that the way that they've set up their formation is that Laurent Blanc, their new manager, who was appointed in October 2022, throughout the entire season, he's kind of got Lyon more solid when it comes to the defence, and they build out from the back. They're a lot more secure and solid, so United need to be exploiting them wider areas because Lyon play a very narrow formation. I would say as well for Lyon, their main players would probably be Tagliafico, maybe Tolisso, and probably Lacazette as well. There is also a few players that can go under the radar. They have recently lost Aouar, who I believe has gone to Roma. So they have lost some big players as well as Moussa Dembele. But I'd say Lacazette, probably Tagliafico, and Tolisso are probably going to be the main players that are going to be involved with Lyon in this game against Manchester United. But yeah, with Laurent Blanc, obviously, did play for Manchester United as well. But, you know, Laurent Blanc, I've not really known too much of him about the manager. Lyon did finish 7th in the most recent season in the Ligue. So I personally feel like it's not going to be a difficult game. I think United can easily win this game. I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory for Manchester United. If Erik ten Hag does choose the players that I've gone for, I don't know, he might send out the kids again, or he might give more players some experience, as he might want to give the first team players a bit more time to recover, as they are going to be playing very hard games in the US tour. We've got Arsenal, we've got Real Madrid, we've got Borussia Dortmund. We've got quite a few big games ahead of us. Obviously, we do also have Wrexham, but no doubt that will be a team where the kids will or the youth players will play. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this game does shape up. But like I said, Mason Mount is probably going to be the key player, and he's kind of still the new shiny toy. And the reason why I'm highlighting Mason Mount is because we'll see today, especially if we do have the midfield three of Casemiro, Bruno and Mount, we'll see why Erik ten Hag did want Mount, because that will be the main midfield three we'll have for our next season. And we saw a bit of glimpses of it in the Leeds game with Mason Mount, where he was helpful with the press, he looked relentless, he looked comfortable, and I really want to see how Mason Mount develops in that number 8 role, the way Erik ten Hag has said that he's going to be playing, and with extra defensive cover with Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes also being the other playmaker in the team. I'm looking forward to seeing how Mason Mount and what he brings to this trio of midfield. But as well, I'm looking forward to seeing Garnacho back. Obviously, Garnacho had a very, very good breakthrough season for Manchester United last season, and I want to see him being ready, because he didn't have pre-season last season under Erik ten Hag. So under Erik ten Hag, I'm looking forward to seeing how Garnacho plays, if he does play. And same with Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo had a good 45 minutes against Leeds, and I have already said it in my match reaction for the Leeds game that Amad just looked dead confident, he looked dead calm, and he also, the way he was getting in between the defensive lines, the way that he was also creative, he had an eye for goal. Ahmad looked very solid, and I'm looking forward to seeing if he plays, because injury update, Anthony Martial and Anthony Dos Santos, the Brazilian Anthony, are both injured, so United don't have a right winger unless Erik ten Hag wants to go for Jadon Sancho on the right or left. Then Amad Diallo or Garnacho could miss out in that respect, but
I personally feel like he'll go for Amad Diallo and Garnacho, because I think that Erik ten Hag has a plan for Amad this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that actually unfolds. But apart from that, I've said my score prediction. I've said how everything tacks up. Let me know in the comments down below on who you want to see. Let me know in the comments on what you think about Mason Mount and the new signing of Andre Onana. Who will we sign next? We'll be doing injury updates. We'll be doing transfer updates when I'm back off holiday. It is my last day on holiday, so the match reaction will be back in my room. So yeah, thank you for watching and have a good evening. Take care.